All right, welcome to another episode, a new episode,
A
a new
different
year, new
episode.
format episode, which we'll talk about in a second. But if you are new to the podcast, welcome to Change Champions. Change Champions. I'm Riley. This is Ped.
Hello.
If you don't know us, we are business partners. We've been working together for on and off. We have
2019.
one of those relationships. Yeah, 2019.
Formalized it with a
2019.
contract 2 years ago.
Yes, 2019 officially, but then we stopped working. I mean, yeah, it was a client's relationship, and then we merged and became business partners.
Last year.
2024 officially.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that, and
yeah,
in fact, not last year, 2 years ago, at the time of
almost
this going out as
of
a
this
podcast.
episode.
Yeah.
That's right. Um, Anyway, after that little history lesson for new and old listeners, we have also collectively been in business as coaches, consultants, facilitators, all the above, you name it, worn all the hats, especially today, um, for 30 plus years, and we've also spent $100,000 of our own money building our own businesses over that time. So this is a new format. We'll just jump right in here, and we are changing up the format because, well, for lots of reasons. I'm sure we'll talk about some of them
We
right
will
now.
do.
But this format is going to be way more informal, way more of a coffee hour. Informal, as in um, less points to hit. We will still have that content, so make sure you check out our socials, our YouTube, and you will find that a little bit more educational, you could say. But this is a little bit more build in public-y, a little behind, pull back the curtain. Um, Obviously, casual, seeing our outfits. But I insisted, for the listeners or watchers, I insisted on wearing the Santa hat because it is December as of the time of filming this, and I did not get to create any Christmas inspired or themed
Well,
content, um,
I'm gonna
at
just
least with an outfit.
jump in here because I know that the reason why you dug out the hat was because I had suggested that we would do a Christmas themed podcast. And then when it came down to actually recording it, we never did that. And I know you felt really sad that you had
Felt that down.
dug up a moldy old Santa hat from the attic. And I didn't want to
Is
make
not
you feel
moldy.
bad. And so we have agreed that you're going to wear that today, despite I'm going to be, I'd love to hear any listeners, whether you feel the same way, but I thought maybe people might feel a bit weird with a Santa hat in January, but we're rolling with it. I'm being supportive as a business partner. I'm wearing my own hat as well, just so that it doesn't seem weird that Riley's wearing a Santa
Thank
hat.
you, thank you. I appreciate the pseudo support, Ped. Um, I even have a green light behind me for
You,
the to match the theme. Anyway, all that said, all right. So let's talk about the format and kind of talk about. So first of all, we just described kind of what the format is. We'll be pulling back the curtains a little bit on either what we have worked on, what we're working on, what is to come. But just sort of like honestly, a lot of times our clients just straight up ask us like why we're doing what we're doing, and we also I don't know if you've been asked this, Pet, but a lot of times on our live calls or group calls, I've had clients ask me about partnerships too,
hmm,
and not that we're gonna like dive super deep into that today, but um, just kind of asking what went into that, why did like just how do you set it up, and just like how did you and Ped start working, like all those kinds of questions. And a lot of times it's just it's like, yeah, okay, the stuff that we're working on for our businesses and in the accelerator program we run, like all those things aside, sometimes they're just kind of asking about like, but what about you, like
yeah,
what are you doing and why, and
I
a lot of
get
times
that
we
a lot.
inject that into what we're saying anyway, right, like in our experience.
Yeah, but like that comes up in the conversations that we have with our clients. But I get that a lot when it comes to networking and talking to people about the work we get up to, what we're doing, what I'm doing, why we're doing it. And I know that you started this whole episode by giving a little bit of a history of how we got into our working relationship. And there are certain people who, especially when they're solopreneurs and they feel that kind of loneliness of working on their own, are also really fascinated by how do you nurture and cultivate a working relationship with someone that can become a partner. And I know that, I mean, speaking personally, uh, I've experimented. It sounds so weird, doesn't it? Like with different types of partnerships, but everything from collaborations uh, to things that are just a flash in the pan. And yeah, so I think it's interesting for me, at least, when I hear other people talk about what they're working on, how they're working through things, how they're working in partnerships, because that ultimately helps to inform what I do and how I show up and how I can work with you as a business partner. So yeah, we've kind of talked about whether what a format like this type of coffee hour type show might look like, and like you said, it
Cheers.
could be we're going to experiment with talking about things that we've done in the past, what we're working on right now, and yeah, any visions that we have and any dreamings that we've got
Yeah, you know
building the
what? And
next thing.
honestly, Ped, I feel like a lot of times, like we talk about things with our clients that are, um, I'm trying to find the right word here. They're maybe not necessarily so complicated, but that doesn't mean that they're easy. They literally sometimes can be so straightforward as I'm like, just ask, like just click the button, or just like
Yeah.
sometimes the things we advise them to do, it's like we make up in our heads how much harder it has to be. And the reason I say all that is because um, business can be hard. Like it just can be really challenging for so many different reasons. And I think in light of that, and especially in the holiday season that I guess if you're watching listening is probably just passed,
You just passed.
um, sometimes it's it comes back to like why are you doing what you're doing.
Hmm.
And I myself am not a subscriber to the belief that you should make decisions purely based on how you're feeling. I think that is total BS. And if you want to fight about it, I'm here to fight. I just I just think that like goes towards hedonism and like is a total like, oh my god, I don't think you're gonna accomplish anything in life. It's just there's so many flaws with it. However, that doesn't mean that you should have a miserable life either. Like I'm not saying that. So all this to say, sometimes you got to do some things just because you like it.
Hmm.
And actually, I heard this recent piece. So this will all segue in, I promise. I heard this recent clip of some, I guess it was new research that I had not heard before. And for those who haven't met us before, my actual background, master's degree in psychology. I've studied positive psychology, research on resilience and grit, and master's in sports psychology. So I know a lot of the research that has existed. And this new piece was talking about when you feel anxiety or stress, but specifically anxiety, it stems from things that are not in your control. There's nothing new there. But the part that was odd to me was the science saying that if you then take on things that like challenges that you choose. So it's still a challenge, still difficult. But maybe, so an example in my life is like my fitness and health and wellness. Like I have a shitload of weights right beneath me over here that I'm experimenting with and like always like trying new workout plans and all this kind of stuff. And I have all those goals. Like that's a challenge in my life that I have control over. For some people, it might stress them out, or maybe they even pay others to help them with it. But for me, it's again, I have some sports science background. It's like it's kind of
Hmm.
more like a fun hobby in a way. And so so when you feel maxed out or like anxious and you have a lot on your plate, by adding more to your plate, apparently it gives you a sense of control that helps you better deal with the other things that are already on your plate.
Interesting. I
And
can
I just
sort of
thought like
see
how
that.
empowering that because sometimes you can't take stuff off your plate. You're like, well, I got bills to pay, or I got commitments or whatever the thing is. I am very conscious how jingly this
Yeah.
floating
Well,
ball
should
is
we take
here.
the hats off, or
All right,
are
you
you gonna?
win.
Okay, here we
I'll
go.
take
All
the
right.
hat off. All right, okay. So um, now I'm gonna have Santa hat hair. Um, so all that to say that sometimes you just got to do something because you feel like it. And I know I directly spoke against that a minute ago, but I'm saying sometimes, and
Not
like
all
to
the
make
time.
it fun. And I think this format is something that we both enjoy. Like we obviously are also like we have a friendship as well, and so this also can count as time towards that. And then at the same time, can show people behind the scenes and like answer some questions and we'll see. And we do have a couple other topics we'll dive into maybe now.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else you
Well,
want to add about the format? I feel like we've talked a lot about format.
yeah, it's we have talked about that, and I wonder, having talked about the three things that we're going to talk about, whether we
Yeah.
do the third thing now, because it actually fits in with what I've been building with our clients,
Sure.
the content machine.
Yeah.
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 All right. So
Go. Yeah,
obviously,
go
this is a piece of content that we're experimenting with, right? And
Sure.
one thing that I've just before Riley and I got on a call with each other, this to record this, I'd finished the second uh, pilot workshop that I've been running with our current clients now, Leverage Accelerator program around. We're calling it the content machine, and this is a synthesis of the last 3 years of my journey from, and also Riley's journey. We've both been in the we've both created content in that time, from being zero contributors to the content game, being much more of a, at least for me, I was much more of the consumer of content, much more uh, likely to lurk on
Yeah.
social media platforms than to contribute. And there came a point where I realized that I needed to get over myself and share things to attract people to want to work with me. And so that's a very simplistic version of why I started creating content. But I've I found it incredibly valuable over the last 3 years. It's helped me refine my own thinking. It's helped me build up my network of collaborators, of peers, of just there's an ecosystem of people that aren't clients, but are people that I'm on a bit of. I feel like I'm on a bit of a journey with them in terms of just um, putting our expertise and our perspectives out in the world for others to benefit from, and
And just just
also,
just to add, just to clarify
yeah,
that real
for sure.
quick, Ped, for just in case someone doesn't know as they're listening, when you say that content, you're talking about social media in
Social
general,
media content,
right?
yeah.
Or like link and LinkedIn specifically is
LinkedIn,
where
LinkedIn's been a
we're
place
most
that we've
active. But yeah,
primarily focused on, exactly,
yeah,
and it has also led to clients as well. I mean, most of the clients that we have working with us right now, I think in some shape or form, have come via content. It might not have been exactly the uh, they've seen a bit of content and they reach out to us and say, "I need to work with you," but it's been a bit more of a a, a relationship that's built first asynchronously, and then
that was where the
some,
awareness at least started, right?
yeah,
Or like yeah, where worlds collided, like or where they heard of you or us
yeah.
or yeah,
Exactly, and I mean, so long and the short of it is, we've decided to put together the content system that we currently use and continually experiment with, like this format. Right? This is the
yeah,
very meta thing that I'm trying to articulate, maybe in a candid way, but this in sharing this in public, what we're working on in public, we want you to benefit from some of the lessons that we've learned along the way, doing things. We want you to also get to know us as well, whether you end up working with us or not, or whether we end up, supporting each other or not, whichever way that might be.
partnering or
Partnering.
just saying being a friend, a social media friend. I have
Yeah,
lots of the. We were well. That's another story for another day. Anyway, but yeah, how we connected was through a mutual friend who I found through social media.
yeah, right.
Um,
It's
Another
the
story for another day.
interconnected
But
world of
yes,
why some guy who lives in London, me, is working with some guy that lives in New York, you, who only
two
met
regular
for the
guys.
first
Yeah,
time,
exactly.
two regular guys who only
Yeah.
met. We only met for the first time 3 months ago, 4 months ago,
Oh, I was gonna say six.
in
Jul-
real life.
yeah, yeah,
July, July,
yeah. That's
July.
yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Okay,
If it's January, yeah,
if it's
whatever.
January,
Yeah,
yes,
six,
not
six ish.
less than a
We
year
met over the.
ago.
We met summer 2024. Post in the world post COVID
25.
2025. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
you're
making things up.
you're
I'm on
skipping
a
years.
whole. I'm yes,
But
skipping.
yeah,
Yep.
so yeah, that's something we've been working on is codifying the content, the our content system, which has been a really interesting exercise for me, at least, because it's stuff that I've built. It's systems and expertise that I've built up over the 3 years from various programs that I've done, things that I've experimented with myself, knowing that there's still room to grow. I'm still actively learning how to do things better. A big part of the conversation that you and I had just before this call was we were kind of talking about that. How do we make our scripted content better, etc. And
Mhm.
so, actually, creating the content machine. I don't know if I shared this with you, Riley. It's been an interesting exercise in not just capturing some of the fundamentals that are kind of evergreen anyway, but also provides the scope for us to keep adding content to our own educational content. This is to say, in that context, that is additive rather than, oh, you've got to start, or like, we know something new, we've got to completely scrap everything else, because a strategy is a strategy. It's the execution of the strategy that gets uh, more views or more subscribers or more clients and all those different things. But some of the fundamentals don't change, right? That's, you
Mhm.
create content to educate people. You create content to help people connect with you as people. You create content that uh, gives something for free in exchange for an email, and use that as a lead magnet. So all those things are relevant across wherever you are in the content creation journey. And so yeah, it's been really interesting for me to codify that in a way that we can keep building on it. And
Well, it's kind of like that old saying, the best way to learn is by teaching,
yeah,
something like that.
yeah,
And yeah, so when you keep saying codify, I mean, there's the like turn it into something that is digestible and structured and process oriented, or so that we can pass the lessons on to our
yeah,
clients. Much more of your lessons. Like I've learned a lot more. The content side of things, you've been doing it a lot longer than I have. But it's it's also to digest yourself, I guess, is what, like, instead of starting from scratch each time, like you're building or scaffolding on past lessons. But then when you actually take the time to, I think this is one of the challenges with content in general, from a consumer standpoint. So as a consumer of content, you, I don't know, like the whole doom scrolling, or like going
yeah,
clicking down the rabbit hole on YouTube or whatever your channel of choice is. I think that's where um, you're like, oh, new idea, um, dopamine kick. You're like, I've been productive, I have learned something, and then you don't actually apply it anywhere, and then new day, new idea, new click, new dopamine. It just like turns into this cycle. Whereas when you unplug for a minute to actually like process the information and apply it to something, which is what we've been doing for years now, but this specific, the content machine, maybe we could have a better name for it, but it very much is the, so there's some, if you are listening or watching
and
and
you have
you
a
have a
better
better
idea
idea,
for a name for it.
let us know. Comment or DM us, on, find us on LinkedIn. But yeah, it's twofold, and this is the cool meta part, right? Is like you have learned things, and then to retain that learning better, you
Yeah,
are codifying it and turning it into a process, but which then also makes it easier to teach, which helps you learn it even better, because through teaching it, which is why we're doing the pilot workshop, right? So
yeah,
we've done things in the past where we've just launched things and we're like, here you go, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, and we've done that enough times, like together and apart, I feel that we've learned our lesson, and it's better to kind of test something, pilot
yeah,
something, put it
yeah,
in front, so we have our audience, we put it in front of them, and then by doing that you're getting feedback on what lands, what doesn't, what could be explained better or simpler or left out or whatever.
exactly.
And so when it comes time to actually embed that into the core curriculum of the Leverage Accelerator program, because we already have a curriculum in the classroom component of it, where we're teaching things and sharing things and resources, you're doing it live first. because we don't want to record it and then have to
Yeah.
re-record,
And
like, or just say, oh, it's good
so
enough.
useful.
Like this will, yeah.
Yeah. Just like you said, uh, the whole process of then thinking through, right, this is how I imagine I'm going to explain something. And recording it to camera is one thing, but then having other people just being able to see them on the screen and seeing their facial expressions, yeah, okay, yeah, I might need to clarify that a little bit better. I mean, even just the interruptions of, oh, when you said this, Ped, I thought you meant this, and I go, okay, noted. I will make sure that that's clarified when I do get to record it, and
Yeah.
also um, there's a
Biscuits have layers.
yeah, right. Maybe not British biscuits, which are just like solid, crunchy things that you guys call cookies, but
But yeah,
and
translating, yeah.
yeah, and it also just in a way helps. And maybe this is the last thing to say before we talk about the next our last topic, but um, at the end, I asked people, okay, what are you taking away from it? And then they shared things that they realized they could be doing differently or better. And then I was like, any feedback on me? Like, did the sequence make sense? And so that was just a very generative conversation all round. And yeah, I'm very excited about putting this in front of our clients as a thing to do next, as a part
Well,
of their growing their business.
I'd like to share some of the benefits of it. See if I, because you explained this really well. And I'm gonna see if I remember it. I'll give it a try.
These are the three
And then,
steps.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So, just to kind of share a little bit more behind the curtains as well of like why we're doing that too. Like, so we've explained like the benefits to us, but just content in general, like why should you do content? Like, why have a content machine or a system that creates content? Hopefully, it's self-explanatory. Just like ground level, ground zero, like first level is uh, to if you are trying to create content and you have no idea what to do, then having a system or structure or process to follow is helpful. So like hence the content machine. But the other benefits that actually happen, the three steps here is like so we teach again if you're listening, watching, you haven't heard of us before or you don't know anything about what we do, the core framework that we teach and help our clients with is called authentic outreach. And so it's very much like you taking control outbound, initiating conversations are like, it's not flagship, but I'd say like our core level product, our base level product is network and sell, which is very self-explanatory. It's like you are going to network and create sales opportunities. That's
That's what you
kind of
did.
what happens. Yeah, that's what you do. So anyway, all that said, if you are trying to create more sales opportunities, if that's the goal, grow your business, then level one is when you reach out to someone or send a connection request or say hello, start a conversation, people check you out.
Yeah.
Like that's just sort of like step one,
Who
right?
is
Like
Riley sending me a message? What does he talk about?
yeah,
What is he
yeah.
saying?
The modern day business card is your social media profile. So level one is like just showing that you have a pulse. It's just you're a real human being and you have things to say, and it's a little bit of positioning or credibility or authority. Like yeah, kind of sort of, but it's more so just almost like lubricating all the other parts. It's just like it doesn't it keeps it from taking away from. It's not necessarily adding to. It could, but step one is just or level one of content benefit. Number one is just yes, you exist. You're legit. You're a real person. Did I get that right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
level
yeah.
two. Cool. So level two is it's will create more entry points. So there's a bunch of breakdowns to the authentic outreach framework. The very first step is to initiate, which, without going into too much detail, you're looking for opportunities to engage people. And so if you create content and regularly engage with other people's content, and it starts kind of having back and forth, and when someone engages with your content, that is an entry point. That is a reason to engage. Just like if um, it's like someone knocking on your door at the house. You ever like open the door? There's an opportunity
Yeah.
there, or uh, I don't know, just reaching for the same carton of milk at the grocery store. It's like oh my gosh, so silly. Literally the other day, Ped, Ricky and I were that's my wife for the listeners. Um, we were in the grocery store. We were standing in like the beef section, and we were like, "How much do we need? 3 packages or 4 packages?" And there were only 4 packages left, and we were very clear. Like we're standing in front of it. It's a small section, and this guy came up, and he just quickly grabbed the fourth packages. I mean, we were clearly in earshot. He was standing there waiting for us, and then
No
when he
way.
heard us talking, he just grabbed it. And Ricky's like, "I guess we only
We
need
go
three
3.
packages."
Yeah, I'll give
But
side point to
I
that. I was in an In-N-Out burger, which is a thing that I have to go to when I'm
California,
here in Northern California,
yeah,
and they do these like little pickled like peppers in right where there's
okay,
the ketchup and mayo. And there's a guy in front of me is like, just sorry, 1 second, and he's just there, just filling his little tub full of these things. I was going, come on, mate. Like, how long are you gonna be? And then he just took tub after tub after tub. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, what weird
frugal.
social like deficiency to he
Hey,
acknowledged me.
I
It's
think
like,
or efficiency. Don't knock someone for filling up
he
their
no, he
their
go
their
sorry,
their
I'll just
ketchup
it
tubs
basically he
with.
gave me that look, which was, "Give me a minute, I won't be long," but then proceeded to take everything. It was like
Yeah, there's
it's
some
not my
social.
fault, to be
Well,
fair. I had to go, but like anyhow, sorry.
so
Go for it.
you most people are have social skills.
Yes.
So the maybe I went down a wrong path there, but just saying like if I wanted to engage, that probably wouldn't have been the most pleasant way. But it's just you're looking for points of like touch points. And
Right,
so
so we've
when you
got
post content regularly,
yeah,
you engage with other people,
just to
then
kind of
those
bring it
are
back to
more
what we're talking about.
opportunities
So the
to engage.
content,
Yeah,
just we were talking about content serving 3 purposes. The first one is if you're doing outreach and people check you out, they can see that you're a human. Second bit is
you're real.
it provides an entry point, food
To
aside,
start more
beef
conversations. Yeah.
or or chili peppers and all that stuff aside. That's 2.
Yeah.
And the third piece
And then the third is what I think most people actually think of when they think about content. They're like, oh, if I had 1 million followers, like I would, not a day would go by that I wouldn't have a client knocking on my door. And so that is, the inbound, the whole like, I want to have an inflow of clients. And that's sort of the third level. And uh, yeah, I guess to just put those worms back in that can. Those are the main benefits. We can like talk about that another time. But that is sort of another reason why we're doing it for ourselves,
Yes,
but also why we're teaching it to our clients specifically in Leverage Accelerator because it is a higher leveraged activity to be working on that complements the other things that you should be doing to grow your business as well. And it can grow over time. And that's that.
the
Um,
compounding effect. Cool.
so yeah, I know that
Exciting.
could be yeah,
So we talk about
a
the
whole
last
other
thing.
thing. Yeah. So you want to start?
Yeah, yeah, and that's maybe it all links one by bit. Uh,
Mhm.
so part of content is essentially marketing, and one of the things that we have recently been thinking about is uh, different marketing campaigns. And one thing that we got really excited about after we read Alex Hormozy's $100 million Money Models
Money
book.
models.
Yeah, as
Yeah.
I said, that doesn't roll off the tongue as easily as the other ones. $100 million offers and leads. It's like money models. Still, it's an alliteration. I never realized that. I like it. Um, was uh, I mean, they were all really interesting, and we're thinking which one can we experiment with first? And the thing that came up for both of us actually when we were looking at it was this idea around having a giveaway as an attraction offer, and I mean, it's part of why I'm seeing it linked to what we are talking about before is content is marketing, uh, especially around helping people discover you and then nurturing them. But then a giveaway is a little bit more on that kind of bottom of funnel conversion um, campaigns where we can get people who are curious and interested in working with you and have them actually say yes, I'd like to. I'm expressing an interest in it, and the giveaway offer that as Alex Hormozy puts it, really for me at least, it's very much in keeping with how we see the way we like to approach business, which is from a place of generosity. And I don't know,
Yep.
maybe I've kind of maybe teed it up now to maybe for you to explain then, like what does it even mean? The giveaway, giving away what?
Yeah, well, I mean, I mean, people, I think in general know what giveaways are. It's just sort of a what are you getting, and and yeah. So for us, our Leverage Accelerator program is our um, most, I shouldn't say most, but it is a more expensive offer that we have.
We tallied
I think
it
we
up,
just
yeah.
tallied it up, and it was like just over $14,000 of value that we're giving away, if I remember right.
Yeah.
There's the answer. So we're giving away um, $14,000 of value, and included in that is 6 months of access
Access.
to our Leverage Accelerator program. And I'm not going to get into all the details of that because that'll be, if you're watching, listening, and like
In
it's
fact, if
out, you'll
you're
hear about
watching
it.
this right now, even if you're watching it all the way here to this point,
Yeah.
you're probably listening to this at around the same time as some of the marketing material is going out on our newsletter, and maybe we haven't fully decided if we're going to be promoting it. Oh no, we did decide whether we're going to be promoting it on our social media, but it's much more soft. Like it's a softer, hey, doing this giveaway versus if you're on our newsletter, and if you're not on our newsletter, you should be because the
Yeah.
details are
Well,
going to go to
yeah.
those subscribers first.
First. Yeah. And there is a limit. I mean, I guess we don't know how much interest we'll get from this because it's our first time doing it. This format, this promo, I guess you could say. Um, but there is a very real number because of how much attention we give to our clients of how many we can onboard at one time. So there are limits. Again, all the details will be well, yeah. If you're on our newsletter, you will have heard
Yeah.
about it or will hear about it. And yeah, that's a good reason. Like newsletter gets everything first, so
Yes.
yeah, go there. Um, but yeah, so that's what we're giving away, and there's more details in more places. But uh, the other piece of it, and so this is another part of the money model or attraction offer, I should say, is that again in alignment with our values and sort of what we want to, I guess I'll actually contrast this to, so we did a very like short small Black Friday thing, um and there was I'm not gonna give too many details here, but there was one email that we got of someone that felt that it wasn't really in alignment with how they had perceived us previously, like our brand, our ethos, our, I don't know, integrity, all those things. Um, and I'm not going to really get it much more into that, but I guess my point here is that like perception's important, and from my perspective, us giving additional value should always be a good thing. But if it's not perceived that way,
Mm,
then was it a good thing? Kind of like
yeah.
does a bear shit in the
Yeah.
woods? I don't know. Or if a
No.
tree falls, does it?
Yeah. I
And
really
so to
respect.
me,
Go. Sorry. Yeah.
well, yeah, well, so to me, the giveaway thing is very much like it's like it's like that plus or that beyond. It's like no, well, instead of just a little thing, like let's make it explicitly clear that this is being given
Give
away.
for free. We
It is
give
for
it.
free. It is, yeah, thousands of dollars of value, and for any current clients that we have, or honest, really for anyone, if they um, mention the giveaway to anyone else, we're gonna have a little spot where you can say if someone has referred you, and that increases your chances of winning the giveaway because if someone that you referred wins, then you will win yourself. So you get
Even if you're not
multiple
accounting
entries
it.
almost.
Yeah. Even if you're not accounting.
Correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
literally anyone and everyone.
Anyone.
Like they're all gonna get value. They're gonna get the six months of winnings of extra access, whatever the thing is. So um, that to me feels much. It just it feels good. I guess is that
I'm looking
weird to
forward
say?
to
I
it.
don't know.
Yeah.
Does that say, like it feels good? And also there's a lot of people that I feel like we could help or can help that might not necessarily be in a place to be helped or maybe just aren't aware